And of course, we are live with yet another episode of this beautiful show we call the Situation Updates live chat series. Now, with me tonight, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, logging on whether on YouTube or on Facebook, is Kenrick Kwashi, co-founder of Squeeze Cash and CEO, and of course, Mr. Marlo Brong himself, co-founder and one of the managing partners over there at Payswif, two of the digital wallet services that are located right here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. You're going to be hearing a lot more from our guests as we continue this episode of the live chat series. But before we allow them to come on in and introduce themselves, let me just jump out and say howdy to our partners. You know how we do this thing over here. So jump over here and do this. While I do it, call somebody up, message somebody, let them know we are live and we got a beautiful show in store for you tonight. All right, we'll be there's this. Yeah, stream me out for you.
Diamond Grocery Inc., located at Kaliako and Diamond, are your friendly neighborhood groceries for one-stop shopping. We carry a wide range of food items such as meats, toiletries, personal care, and even products for your vehicle. And there is so much more that is certain to make the most picky shopper happy. Our bakery supplies a variety of delicious and hot breads and pastries. We provide spacious parking at our two locations to ensure a pleasant shopping experience. Our staff is courteous, friendly, and ready to serve you. Come to Diamond Grocery Inc., Kaliako and Diamond for excellent shopping with ambience designed for your satisfaction.
And as always, it is a pleasure to have you guys wherever you're logging on from. Remember though, if you're joining us, we won't know you're there unless you send a shout out, unless you send a message, which of course we're gonna share on our screen here, right? All right, good. So all them house control things that are out of the way. Gentlemen, greetings. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you very much. Pleasure being here.
I see Mr. Peters here jumping in and saying good night early in the movie. Good night, Kaya. Let's start with you, Kenrick. Your greetings and salutations.
Hey, good night, everyone. Good night, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I'm Kenrick, as you've been told, co-founder and CEO of Squeeze Cash. I'm really happy to be on this program, so thanks for inviting me, JP and Marlo. I'm looking forward to a healthy conversation with you.
Awesome. Marlo?
Okay, well, good night to all our listeners, all our viewers. It's great to be here. I hope that you're going to learn some things about what's transpiring right now with our digital technology and our fintech industries. My name is Marlo Brown. I'm one of the co-founders of Payswif, which is a digital transaction system. And I hope that we're going to learn a lot and we're going to be able to get a rich idea of what's happening in St. Vincent as it pertains to our digital currency here in St. Vincent and Grenadines. And yes, Mr. Kwashi, it's good having you here as well. Let's talk.
All right. I don't know if I should be concerned. I noticed you're blinking in and out there, Kenrick.
Sorry, because I'm using my phone and I was just sending a friend, Juliana, who has just sent a message, sent me the YouTube links. I was sending it for others to log on.
Oh, okay. All right. That's all right. There's one of the good things about StreamYard. One of the beautiful things about StreamYard is that you don't ever, leave the live until you leave the live, right? So, yeah. That's awesome there. Marlo, let me start with you, please, my brother. One of the
Sure.
very first questions that I would love for us to entertain tonight is basically, how did it get started? What was your starting point? What made you, as a young Vincentian man, decide, let me.
Okay, well, it's actually more simpler than you think how it all really started. It all really started to go crazy when we're in this space that me and Mr. Glasgow are at. We teach, and because we got so involved in technology, we noticed how America and these other larger countries things, and we're like, "Yo, it'll be so cool if we could get paid online." But then, as we started to do research, we realized we can't get paid online, and we started to look around. And it's like we started to do more research into it, and realized St. Vincent has a serious problem. We very heavily cash dependent, and we're so cash dependent that today you're going to go to a store, use your ATM card, which is also your debit card, withdraw money from that ATM machine, and then pay the people in cash, and they will accept your debit and credit card. So we started to realize like there are certain things in St. Vincent and Grenadines that maybe people are not aware of, but we personally wanted to have the ability to provide services to the international market and be able to profit from that. So that was our main major goal. That's what the first thing we wanted to do, is to go out there, realize that we could actually give services, like for example, do a photo, maybe do some graphic design, and be able to sell it to somebody that's overseas and get paid for it. So now you're no longer dependent on a 8 to 5 job, could be dependent on yourself. So that was really the main driving force behind of it. The idea of selling your services outside of St. Vincent and Grenadines was just the main driving factor behind of that.
All right. That's an awesome place to start.
Yeah.
And for you, Mr. Koshi, Mr. CEO,
I'd love to know what year exactly Payswif started, but I don't know if I have permission to ask questions.
Sure. We're having a nice conversation here. We could run questions back and forth.
So no problem. Really and truly, we go as far back as 2015 that we actually started this type of project. And around the year 2015 is when roughly Trinidad and St. Vincent had a lot of issues when it comes to transacting money. I don't know if we remember it, but there was a big thing going on whereby the farmers in Trinidad had difficulty getting the money out of Trinidad because of the currency. And Trinidadians wanted US. They didn't want EC, nor they wanted the same Trini value. And when we started to look into that, the other co-founder, which is Jamal Glasgow, he's the CEO, and his mom deals with farming. And when she deals with this type of stuff, he saw that as a problem for her. So we started to drive it now, like, he's my buddy, let's go towards this and see how we can help it. But the main focus was always, how can we get paid internationally? And then for her, it was like, this would be a perfect test example. I mean, if she could get her money from Trinidad for her services, then it works. It works the way we want it to work. So that really started in the year 2015.
All right, very good.
Was she able to use? I'm sorry. Was she able to use the service?
She was able to use the service and actually get what she wanted. She was able to use the service. Yeah.
All right.
Very good.
Question you were asking?
I was actually a farmer at that time. I was farming over 86 acres of land at that time.
Wow.
Anyway,
well, been good to get your business.
So we started in 2019. At the time, the three co-founders were living in St. Lucia, and a food delivery app was being developed. When we recognized that payments was going to be a problem because we're so cash dependent, the same problem as St. Vincent. And so we stopped the development of the food delivery app, and it gave birth to Squeeze Cash. Squeeze Cash, a solution that that we can use, but others can use to receive more payments digitally. So we did a pilot in June 2019 in St. Lucia. Two of the co-founders are Vincentians, that's myself and Ashley McLean. and the other co-founder is Sunil Fontenelle. By the way, Sunil is a self-taught coder. Sunil was a supervisor at a call center for Digicel, and they offered him a package. He took the money, stayed home for a year, and taught himself to code. And now he develops apps. Ashley, on the other hand, is a UX UI designer. So the feel and touch of the app is all Ashley. And I come with a background in business development. As you know, I founded Youth Business SVG. I was head of the Coalition of Service Industries. I was a lecturer in entrepreneurship and stuff like that. So that gave all of those talents pulled together, gave birth to Squeeze Cash. And then in September, I came over from St. Lucia to St. Vincent, decided, let's set up in St. Vincent. And we got a really good response. So by November, we decided to officially, because we were still running the pilot, and by November, we officially launched the company in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So next month, and we have some exciting solutions and things ahead for next month, where we'll be celebrating our second year of operations.
Good.
I'm getting a question here already from the live feed. So let me go ahead and invite our viewers to go ahead and send your questions by text on whatever platform you're viewing, YouTube or Facebook, and our panel will answer accordingly. Kwashi, as you have the floor, this first question is, so how do you sign up?
You go to your Google Play Store or you go to your App Store, type Squeeze Cash in, just type Squeeze Cash, and you will see a pink icon because it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So the logo is pink as we're celebrating Breast Cancer Awareness Month. You select that icon, download the app, and follow the prompt by signing up and submitting the relevant information. And ta-da! You have an account with Squeeze Cash.
I see Juliana Thomas is now in the US, but still very much using Squeeze Cash.
Oh, that's
awesome.
That's excellent. The good thing about Squeeze Cash is that you can download and create an account wherever you are. Wherever you are across the globe, you can create an account and you can engage in transactions with anyone who is within the Squeeze Cash network.
We'll come back to that. I wanna give Marlo a second here to respond to that first question. So how do you sign up on Payswif, Marlo?
It's fairly easy. You could go to payswif.vc and select the sign up page. You'll see login. You select login and you select sign up. Of course, we'll always ask some questions such as like your name, date of birth. Some questions that we'll have to ask to make sure that you're actually legitimate enough to have an account. If by any chance you want to use a web browser, because we made the app in such a way that it's a system now. You do not need to have the app on a Google phone or on an iOS. You could actually just have an internet-enabled device. So we've catered for persons who may not have all those type of technology, but you still could have a Payswif account. But you would need a cell number. You have to have a valid cell number. So you'll fill out the form and instantly it's approved right away and you can start conducting transactions instantly.
Okay, so my next question before Kaya jumped in there with his would have been and still is basically, so you've had the inspiration, you've gotten started. Well, in your case, 2015. In Squeeze Cash case, they got here in 2019. I got that correct? All right. Where are you now in the scheme of things?
Okay, so currently Payswif has had a minor setback when it comes to the framework that St. Vincent has in play. Really and truly,
you're talking the legal framework here.
Yeah, the legal framework, because what has really transpired is that Payswif has grown to a stage, right, that there's no framework, limited framework for it to work with, right? So of course, this has forced the hands of some entities to actually try to get some framework in place. We're hoping that will come on board soon. But until then, we have now rolled out some other projects that we have. So where we are currently, we're now revamping. We're now having our system roll out the second phase that we have. We have our kiosk technology, our agent technology, our APIs, along with some other goodies we have that we've had in store that we're planning to release shortly. So there are other things that we have in store that are planning to come on board very, very soon. That
All
is
right.
going to be
I,
for you very happy.
Same question is gonna come to Kendrick
Yeah.
just now, but you dropped some terms there, and I got people like old John here. So old John don't he help for me when it comes to technology. And
Uh-huh.
I got people like my partner Joshua there in Bermuda. So I
Right.
wanted to break down these technical terms. You said something about kiosk technology. You mentioned the API and the agent as well. So just walk us through as quickly as you can what those are and the differences amongst them.
Okay. So Payswif will be utilizing because we're focusing strongly on transactions within the system that are done here in St. Vincent and Grenadines. And for that, we're going to have an agent system whereby persons can actually be a representative for Payswif. They will actually earn funds or earn money utilizing their own funds. So you can now recharge your account and sell it like you would sell airtime credit. Now, please keep in mind, Payswif has already reached some thresholds that are very, very high. For example, the usage of Payswif has allowed people, especially I have to admit, Simmons grabbed Payswif very, very well. They grabbed it so well that we had this exponential growth that we did not account for. We had such a major growth that we were going from $100,000 to 200, quarter million, half a million, over a million in a very short space of time. Hence why we had that problem that we encountered with the banks and legal frameworks within Simmons and Grenadines. So, of course, things are being put in place for that. And so now we're actually rolling out a second phase, and this phase now will incur agents. Agents are now going to be representatives of Payswif, and they're going to conduct Payswif related transactions on behalf of our users, such as recharges or mobile payments or whatever it is a user may want. In addition to that, we have our kiosk technology, which is something we could brag about a bit because I don't think anybody in Simmons have constructed a kiosk. Normally, they will have to go and buy it outside. So we took the time, develop it, source the parts, and get it to do what we want it to do, right? Which is astonishing. Most persons wouldn't think that far. They will say, I'm going to spend $500,000 on something and bring it in, where we could actually develop it ourselves and code it ourselves. And that's one of the technology that we're looking to launch shortly, along with some other technology that I don't want to get into deep yet because it's still in its pilot phase. And
I know, and Squeeze Cash,
yeah,
you over there listening. Eh?
yeah, and I don't want to, I don't want to reveal too much cookies, and then you see Kendrick over there saying, "Oh, they have what?" And it's like, boy, let me prepare. It's good to have competition. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, having Squeeze Cash come in St. Vincent actually feel like a lightning reload. Because some persons, of course, people are going to say, oh, they come in, how you feel. But really and truly, having them here made us realize that the market is viable. This is something that is needed in St. Vincent and Grenadines. That's what we felt soon as we see them. It's like, okay. So if they come, they mean that they know that this is something that is needed. It is something that is needed. So it made us feel good. And it means now that the pressure of trying to re-educate people ease up as well. Because I'm sure Squeeze Cash had issues in terms of trying to show persons this is what you could do. This is how you go about getting it done. Here is how you get payments conducted. So when people start using them and they start using us, it becomes easier for us. No beef, Kenrick, but that is what happened, right? It becomes easier. And I show you Propel from that as well. Persons who use Payswif, when they use Squeeze Cash, they realize it's easier. They have a better understanding of technology. So the education part was easy now, thanks to them coming in the play. And so now that we have our agents program, we have our kiosk program, we have another thing that we have on stream. Like I said, I don't want to reveal that as yet.
Is that the same API technology that you
No,
mentioned,
API,
or
well,
that's
API is actually we have a more robust API that we could now officially launch, something that is going to be
what
more
is
robust.
API exactly? I know that's Agency for Public Information. I don't know if this is
No. API is basically a program that will allow you to do some query checks and make sure that everything is okay. So it makes the transaction smoother. So now you're seeing things whereby persons could now shop online and they'll use something called an API plugin. It goes directly into your website and you don't have to do anything else. You don't as a business, you don't do anything else. All this stuff is there and it will actually calculate what's transacting on the back end for you.
So this is so if I am, for example, here on situation updates, I want to say set up my merchandising page. You're saying I could use this API portal of yours to basically manage the the sale point of sale.
Exactly. So it makes
Okay,
things
all right,
easier
okay,
on the business end for persons. So that's one of the things that we have. We have a more robust one. We had one a long time ago, but we have one that's way more robust. I must give credit to Jamal Glasgow. He's the coder for us, and he's very, very good. He's very, very talented. So he has
all right.
that way more robust than it was before.
Awesome. Let's bring Kenrick in here. So Kenrick, that we're on the same question basically. Where are you now in terms of Squeeze Cash? What's the story there?
All right, very good plug-in, Marlo. So Squeeze Cash is actually the only multi-currency mobile payment solution in the Caribbean. Squeeze Cash has grown beyond St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So right now, for those who want to convert their Squeeze Cash, their digital cash, to physical cash, they can do cash outs to their bank accounts anywhere in the Eastern Caribbean, Trinidad and Tobago, and Jamaica, and in the US. And pretty soon next month we'll be adding more countries to Squeeze Cash that you can cash out to your bank account from. Like Marlo, we have not been pushing our agency solution, but when we started in St. Vincent, we started with an agency solution where you could go and just like you do regular top-ups, you do Squeeze Cash top-ups. Our focus is a bit different. But yeah, we have grown to over 30,000 users now. We have done transactions of over $1 million US across the region. And I mean, there are more details, finer details but we have grown like that. I can say here that we are gonna pretty soon be the first, not just multi-currency, but multilingual mobile payment solution within the Caribbean, because we're expanding into a wider market, Latin America and the Caribbean. When we started, we got a pre-seed grant, a pre-seed investment, which was good. And there we're able to move forward. We are in fundraising. We are raising funds currently to expand, and pretty soon you'll hear more about where we are with that. But as a mobile application, with almost 2 years, users are trusting us more daily and daily. We have seen return users who use it to pay their mortgages, or who use it to pay maintenance from one country to another for their children. We see it being used for children who are remitting funds to their loved ones in the Caribbean. Businesses are using it to collect payments. We have flagship companies like KFC and Chill Spot and Grave Supermarket and so on, across different supermarkets across the region that are using Squeeze Cash. So yeah, I really want to share with you exciting stuff that we are going to be releasing next month. But maybe you can bring me on next month and I'll be able to say, listen,
Oh no,
these things are happening. So there's a big focus that we are doing, paying attention to on those who are unbanked. So we have a greater solution for the unbanked where they can have access to their cash. We do gift cards. So users can now go use our application. They can buy, Christmas is coming, you can buy an Amazon gift card or any gift card from major enterprises internationally. You can use it, redeem it, or you can send it to your friends and loved ones for them to redeem it as a gift or so on, or for you to make purchases. You can use our mobile application to do top-ups, airtime top-ups globally. We have over 600 networks, including Digicel and Flow in the Caribbean, that you can do top-ups for your own phone or for your friends and loved ones. you can do that. I see Juliana saying that we are so secretive. She loves it because we're saying, yeah. But I think at this point I can share one of the things that we're going to bring out here that is exciting. We are going to release Visa cards next month, so you can actually. For now, we are going to do the virtual Visa cards, so you'll be able to have a Squeeze Cash Visa card, which is compatible with your Google Pay wallet and your Apple Pay wallet and so on. So you
Wow.
can make transactions, send money straight from your wallet to your card and back and vice versa. So those who are unbanked, who don't have bank accounts but want to engage in international transactions, etc., come next month, they will be able to do so through Squeeze Cash. That's
Nice.
only one of the many things that's coming out.
Secret
Awesome.
bad boy.
Awesome.
Henry walk around like Santa the boy.
Look, we are due a break, right? Because we gotta go pay some homage to our partners. But before we do that, I've got my buddy in Bermuda with a question here. Joshua Richardson is asking, is this like a pyramid scheme? Who wants to go first on that
I want
response?
to go first. It's not a pyramid scheme. There is no pyramid. You don't get money that you did not put in. It's just a conversion of your physical wallet to a digital wallet. That's all it is. If you have $20 in your wallet, it's in your physical wallet in your pocket. It's having it on your phone and being able to engage in transactions. There's no having to bring on anybody or having to do networking or anything of that sort. There's absolutely none of that.
Awesome. Marley, you want to jump in there with any response?
Well, pretty much he said it all. I mean, at the end of the day, it cannot be a pyramid scheme. It's a digital wallet. You're converting your physical cash to a digital currency, and then you're using it on the network as you deem fit, right? If you do not wish to continue using it on the network, of course, Squeeze Cash and both Payswif do offer the ability for you to cash out, right? So it's not a pyramid scheme. What you put in is what you get out. Of course, minusing whatever fees there are.
True, and I think I should add here that P2P transactions are free on Squeeze Cash, and because the
P2P, what is
onboarding.
that? What is that?
So to send money to friends and family via Squeeze Cash is actually free. Um, Even if the person is in a different currency, a different country, they get it into the currency of the app, but it's free.
All right.
We're free as well. It's all free.
I love this.
It's all free. It's
So,
all free. It's all free.
yeah.
Our pricing structure. Currently now we decided to go with something that will be cheaper and more affordable for our users and customer base, which is a flat fee. So we got a flat fee of $5 per month. If you do not use Payswif, you do not be charged. If you decide to use it, you'll be charged $5 within that space of the 30 days, which is a month. Right? That's the decision we went with. This means
Okay.
whatever it is you choose to do on the network, everything, and I mean everything that you could think about on the network is 100% free. And I'm talking paying your light bill, paying your water bill, paying your Vinlet bill, paying your digital bill, paying your court bill, free. It doesn't matter where you are, whether it's in America, in Japan, I have a friend in China, he still pays his mom's water bill from China.
Huh.
And it's free. So he pays the $5 for the subscription, but anything he does within the network, it's free. 100%.
Okay.
We like giving
Awesome.
things for free.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Let me just double check here. I'm seeing if there's a comment. Mr. Peters is asking, what if you don't have Google Play? Okay. All right. So let me just run through these comments right quick. Rachel Grillmore is saying, I'm liking these options. Lucina Poya, nice. Let me put it up quickly. And Juliana Thomas is just asking, so it's like a $5 per month subscription fee. She got it right, Marlo?
That's correct. $5 flat. If you decide you do not want to use Payswif within that month or 2 months or 3 months, there will not be a reoccurring charge. So if you decide you use it January, but you're not using it February and March, you cannot be charged for February and March. You'll be only charged for that 1 month that you used it for.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. Guys, keep your questions, your comments coming in. We're gonna take a quick power break and come right back with more. You're gonna
JP.
say something?
Yeah,
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to get an idea of how many people are online. If you can dot count, like what's the audience?
Oh, my counter at this point is saying 26. It just came down from 30. 5 people have reacted so far, sending some love. I suspect that there is more. You know, and they still coming. It's going back up again. Yeah. All right, so guys, let's go pay some bills and come right back. Keep your questions and comments coming in. Okay. Yeah, let's do this.
Diamond Grocery Inc., located at Caliaco and Diamond, are your friendly neighborhood groceries for one-stop shopping. We carry a wide range of food items such as meats, toiletries, personal care, and even products for your vehicle. And there is so much more that is certain to make the most picky shopper happy. Our bakery supplies a variety of delicious and hot breads and pastries. We provide spacious parking at our 2 locations to ensure a pleasant shopping experience. Our staff is courteous, friendly, and ready to serve you. Come to Diamond Grocery Inc., Caliaco and Diamond for excellent shopping with ambience designed for your satisfaction.
Thank you as usual, guys, for joining us here on the Situation Update live chat series. Of course, I'm your host, JP Shimon, and with me this beautiful Thursday evening are 2 young Vincentian gentlemen who decided to take fintech to a whole other level as far as St. Vincent and the Grenadines is concerned. You've got Kenrick Kwashi, the CEO and a co-founding partner of Squeeze Cash, and of course, Marlo Brown, one of 2 brains behind the Payswif platform. Before we took the break, Marlo was having a quick chat as to some of the things that's happening on his end, and we're coming back with a question from Juliana Thomas for you, Marlo. She's asking, of course, when exactly is this $5 sub calculated or charged? Could you take that for her, please?
Sure, of course, no problem. So you're going to be charged the first day of the month. Okay, the very first day of that month, that's when you're going to be charged. So it's going to be automated. All right. If you do anything on the network, the system is going to deduct that $5 first. So everything you do within after that is completely up to you. Right. So if you decide to do something on the 25th of October, then that is going to be charged on the November, because it's going to be for the 1st of November. Okay. If by any chance you decide, it doesn't matter where it is you go, but it will always be done within the period of the 1st of that month. Right. So if it didn't start this month, that's okay. It will roll over to the next month because you did it, you used it. Right. But if you decided you skipped a couple of months, you're not going to see reoccurring charges. That would be unfair to you. We will not give you reoccurring charges. You'll only be charged the month that you decided to use it for.
Okay. I'm getting some sound. I don't know if somebody's device is doing something otherwise, but it's coming back this way. Marlo, earlier you alluded to it and sort of brushed it over, and I didn't really say anything then because it's a major part of the conversation map for tonight.
Okay.
But you mentioned this little hiccup that Payswif has encountered. To me, it's a major thing. I mean, I've
Yeah.
had people ask me, JP, why is it I can't send you monies anymore from the UK or from the US or wherever?
Right.
Uh, could you walk us a little bit through what is happening with you on that particular end right there? I know you mentioned it, like I said, but a little bit more details, please.
Okay. So this is what transpired in a nutshell. I know a lot of pastors were wondering what happened, what happened, what happened. So here's it in a nutshell. You see, there's limited regulations in St. Vincent for fintech industries. Okay, that would be like, for example, as such as Payswif as well as Squeeze Cash. So there's going to be some. We had and still having some limited regulations within St. Vincent and Grenadines. Okay, we're hoping that things will eventually change, as we know that technology is something that continue to improve as time go by, and we have done some other things to ensure that when these changes are met, that we'll be more than ready. For example, we have partnered with international companies to boost our KYC and AML security. That is know your customer and anti-money laundering security. And these partners are overseas. We have also had we also have to focus on digital transactions locally within the St. Vincent and Grenadines. That's what we were advised by our lawyers. So that's what we're doing at this point until the change happen. We know that currently that there are things that are being done in St. Vincent to make that change happen, and we're actually waiting patiently on it. We have been behind who we need to be behind to, and hoping and looking forward, not hoping, looking forward for that change because it's going to happen. Okay, because I think what really happened in St. Vincent is St. Vincent itself was not ready for digital transaction. Not the people, the infrastructure was not ready for digital transaction, but the people are ready for digital transaction. So when digital transaction started to happen, the infrastructure in St. Vincent is very weak for digital transaction. It's limited. So what is happening now? I know that we've had confirmations that there are things that are being done in place so that we'll get back on stream as how we did before. So that's what transpired with the banks and so forth, because they're concerned about money laundering. They're concerned about who is using the platform because they want to make sure at the end of the day we did not create it to launder money, but persons, there are going to be people out there who could think like, yeah, but I wonder if I could use this to launder some of my drugs money. Right? There's always going to be people like that, but that's not the intention of Payswif. Right? There's going to be people like that. There are going to be persons who use the banks and use any transaction system to do some form of illegal activity. Our job is to ensure that we have protected ourselves to the best of our ability to ensure nothing like this is transpired on our platform. So, of course, they're concerned about it. Yes, go ahead.
Do you have a timeline? I know you're very confident that these legislatory changes are going to
Very
be
confident. Yes.
coming very soon or rather soon.
Yes.
Is there a timeline? Like, can you say you're looking forward to the next 2-3 months? Or what's the story there?
We cannot state the timeline because the timeline has other factors involved. Like, for example, persons who got to cross it off and so forth. And we don't know when they're going to be there to cross off what needs to cross off and so forth. But we do have a timeline that we have personally in place. I wouldn't reveal that because then if I say it, persons might start saying, oh, that's the timeline I'm going to go with. But we do have a timeline personally in place. But things seem to be chugging along correctly. And it seems to be going on the right direction. There will be something in place as time go by. St. Vincent recognizes the need for digital transaction, as seen with their own predominant launch with ECCB and even Bank of SVG launching their own e-wallet system. Everybody know it's needed.
Man, we're gonna come to that too in a little bit. Kendrick, let me bring you in here, buddy. Before you comment directly on the whole pending legislation and all these things, what challenges, if any at all, have you had to, as the CEO of Payswif, I'm sorry, Squeeze Cash and the Squeeze Cash itself, what challenges have you guys had to overcome? Kenrick, your mic is mute.
Yes, I'm
Go
glad
ahead.
I'm getting to comment on this because what we did prior to going live, we did some thorough research on existing entities globally, the standards that are expected. So we made sure we got our KYCs covered. So I remember in the beginning, people would ask, why do I have to submit all this information, etc., etc. But we recognized that we needed to know our customers and we need to guard against money laundering. And so immediately, as much as it was costly, we engaged a reputable company that US banks and so on use to do their KYCs and ML and integrated our application to them. But at the same time, Payswif can allude to it. When they faced their challenges, which I felt was very unfair to them, we issued, Squeeze Cash issued a press statement really denouncing the way the authorities in St. Vincent and the Grenadines dealt with them. Because it's not a situation where they can't operate. We are operating in space. We have been operating since 2019, and our operations have never been hampered. It was for the financial institutions and so on to create a space. Even in the absence of regulations, you do not have to take a prohibitive approach. So I want to make that absolutely clear. I am glad things are working out. That's one of the things that we did too before we went live. Before we went live, we communicated with all of the financial regulators in the Eastern Caribbean. We submitted our business plan, our operations manual. We telephoned them. We had calls with them. We did demos with the application with them because we wanted them to know that even if we don't have regulations, we are ensuring that we meet industry standards globally and we guard against we ensure that the financial integrity of the state is not compromised. I think that was one of the shortcomings of Payswif, and I am glad that they are addressing that. In terms of how the regulators are moving ahead, and I will speak bluntly here, the regulators, those in authority who have control over this thing here, they are moving too slow and they are being prohibitive. They are not creating a space for entities like us. The good thing about Squeeze Cash is that we ensure that we built a company that is not hampered by any government or any state-owned bank to just come and shut us down. So we still do cash out in St. Vincent and the Grenadines through the banking infrastructure. And when you have your cash out and you check your bank statement, you will see that it is from Squeeze Cash. And we ensure that we are quite resilient. Now we are moving forward with our Visa cards so that those who don't have bank accounts, they can then still go to an ATM machine, or they can still go online and engage in financial transactions.
That is an interesting phenomenon, right? That I could access an ATM service, but yet not, I'm unbanked, like you said earlier. How are you able to pull that off, brother? Dare I ask?
The opportunities are there. You just need to find them.
You just need to look for it.
We are building a good reputation. Entities, financial institutions, traditional financial institutions are seeing what we are doing. I know you're going to touch on the IRS later. We ensure that we are IRS compliant. We are FinCEN compliant with the US government. So users can actually load their wallets using Visa or debit cards. They can do so directly from their US bank accounts. They can do so using PayPal. And come next month, we are going to be bringing on different regions where you can actually load your Squeeze Cash wallet directly from your bank account in different parts of the world.
Okay. I want to pause my questions here because I've got Zani Tortin. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that properly. She's got a reaction for you here, Kenrick. Please. She's saying she wanted Squeeze Cash to have a location here. Could you respond to that?
So our intention is really not to have any physical space in the different countries. We're talking about going digital. We're full digital. Um, so and in order for us to give you this affordable service, we can't afford to have physical operations in multiple countries. And again, we want to reduce the risk of giving you physical cash. The banking infrastructure is there. It's just for us to tap into the banking infrastructure. So Zanik, in this case, if you have a bank account or a credit union, we can put the money directly into your banking, which is why we are not competitors for the banks, you know. You notice we're building a framework that includes the banking. We are disrupting some of the things they're doing, but we are creating a framework that is inclusive of them. We are not trying to eliminate banks. So you can get money deposited into your bank account to your credit union. Now we are going we're going further. If you don't have a bank account, if you don't have a credit union account, then you can have a Visa card, which allows you to use it globally, anywhere across the world. So there's no need for you to have an outlet to come and get physical cash. Because if I have an outlet, then I have to think about security. I have to think about how much money I have on me. I have to think about my customers coming to get their money and the risk associated with it.
Storing cash is expensive.
Of course, cash is expensive.
Yes, it is.
Which is why, as Marlo was saying, when we entered Squeeze Cash, we validated Payswif. So when Dcash from Central Bank comes in, they validate us. When the Bank of SG is coming with their iWallet, they are validating us.
I see you guys keep meandering around this Dcash conversation. We come in there, you know.
No,
before we go to that,
I am willing to speak frankly about Dcash.
And you will have that time. It's just that there are some other questions on here. Remember, I'm not asking questions yet. I'm just going back through the comment section here, and I'm pulling out some of the stuff that I've been storing. So I've got Mano CY Brown, who's asking, what about Bitcoin cryptocurrency wallets? What's your thoughts there?
It's coming. You will be able pretty soon to use Squeeze Cash and trade your crypto or convert your crypto to. So it's coming. It's like it's close. Have some patience, Mano.
let me bring Marlo in here to share on that one.
It seems like Kendrick has some of the goodies we have planned to launch.
I'm loving this conversation, man.
It is on its way. We understand what crypto is capable of, and we have that planned and on its way. Soon, Pausers will be able to do more than just trade with cryptocurrency. More than. Like I say, I don't want to reveal too much, but that is one of the things that is definitely on its way as well. A cryptocurrency.
Awesome. Lucinia, I'm coming to your comment there. Let me just run up here. Let me see. I had a personal account, never used it, so I'm not sure how the whole thing works. I think this is in reference to Squeeze Cash, right? But now, hearing you're here, I would start using an account with you.
And you can message us anytime. You can chat with us within the app. You can message us on social media, WhatsApp, wherever, and we'll be able to walk you through whatever problem you're having.
Awesome. She's saying also, I don't have a problem with Payswif. Only thing, I need a business account and I can't have one. That's for you, Marlo. Your response?
Well, of course, because of how we have that relationship now with an international company for KYC and AML, there are things now that are different. We're going to require way more information that you'll normally have on hand before you could get a business account. So that is now becoming, I know it's becoming a hindering block for some persons, because really and truly when people started, they were thinking about this small man, but these problems are trickling down from the US. They come into St. Vincent, and we're going to have to adhere to them. So, of course, we're going to have to start to deal with KYC and AML on a larger scale than we used to before. So, just as how Kendrick said, they had to partner with a company, we have to partner with a company as well to get that same process done. So now apostles are now we're going to be scrutinized a bit more to get an account.
Okay. Kendrick has a question for you. What if the ATM takes the Squeeze Cash Visa card if you enter your PIN incorrectly, for example? How do you go about retrieving it?
Oh, so listen, within the app itself, you're gonna be able to manage your card. You can freeze it. You can change your pin. You can make contact to get it done over. So we are any problem with your card, we are your direct contact. You make contact with us within the app, so it doesn't cost you to call telephone us or anything of that sort, and we will address it. If we have to replace your card, easily replace right in your mailbox, so and so on and so forth. You change your PIN within the application. So
You said mailbox, man. Anybody still snail mailing these days, boy? Zanik is saying response on IG is very slow. I'm not sure to whom that one is.
that's the source on Squeeze Cash, I believe she's talking to.
Okay.
You're talking about you're talking about, and we will develop mechanism. We try to do 24 hours response. We try to do responses within 24 hours. You're talking about over 30,000 users. So some responses are slow, but we are working on adjusting that. And then sometimes people who don't follow us, when they message, it goes into a spam section for IG, and so
Oh,
we don't
okay.
always see all of them.
Okay. Kaya is asking for a repeat on your social media as well. So you could go ahead and share your social media handles for folks who want to follow you there.
Anywhere social, Facebook, IG, Twitter, it's Squeeze Cash. So whatever, LinkedIn, it's Squeeze Cash. SQUEEZE Cash, CSH. Our website is www.squeeze.cash.
All right. And Marlo, your social media handles?
All social
Payswif?
media handles will be Payswift. That is Payswif. There is no T on the Payswift because we're that fast. Now, when you deal with website, it's www.payswift.vc, representing St. Vincent. Right?
Wait. The guy really said there's a T on the Swift becoming that
Because they're that
fast.
fast.
That fast.
Yo, that's awesome. That's awesome. Come on. All right. So let's jump onto this bandwagon here that everybody keep dancing around. Lucinia and all is here saying that the space that is being created is for Dcash. It's that simple. And this is one of our followers here commenting on the state of things. Just as a way of providing context. So Dcash was brought on stream from the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank. And we're hearing now that the Bank of SVG, having solidified its position to take control of this other bank. Somebody help me here. What's the bank? FCIB, is it?
First Caribbean, First International.
Right. They're also purporting to bring their own fintech to the market. Where does that leave you guys? Marlo, you have the floor. So yeah. How I mean, you welcome Squeeze Cash when they came. Now there are two more that's directly coming to the Eastern Caribbean.
Okay, so this is how I personally feel. I'm gonna speak blunt as well with this. This is how I personally feel. Any person that enters the digital space should all have the same playing field, right? We should all have the same playing field. And when I say that, I'm referring to the bank should give us the same playing field. We should have the same type of resources. And I'm not referring to money, I'm referring to the same type of legislations and so forth to follow. Everybody should have the same ability to do what it is they need to do. And of course, follow the laws to a T, right? There should not be anybody trying to use their power to push and pull and make certain things happen in their way, right? Because I know that's what a lot of persons going to say. I don't know if that's the case. I'm still being optimistic, but there's a possibility that's the case. But I'm just being optimistic. But once we deal with this space, it should be free for all. Who once you have the technology and you have the skill set, you should be able to be in that space and do what you deem necessary, right? So with these new entities coming on the playing field, I believe that these new entities did not take the time out to really figure out what people want. Okay, I'm
Hmm.
just being straight. They did not take the time to figure out what people want. They see Payswif, they see Squeeze Cash, and they say, yes, we could do this too. We have the money, we have the resources, we could do this too. But if we're taking a look at what is happening, they are not taking off in the same speed as Payswift nor as Squeeze Cash did, which says something. Has to say something. Because if they did do what it is Squeeze Cash and Payswift did, they would not be having those type of problems. What I'm
Hmm.
realizing, I'm hearing feedback from people in Vinci, and the feedback is this is stupid. This makes no sense. They're all derogatory, which means there has to be some form of problem. Okay? That is how I look at it. There has to be some form of problem. When you enter a space, if you're doing something to make money, or you're doing something to make people's livelihood better, people are going to see the difference early in the movie. Very, very
So,
early.
as far as you're concerned, they're not particularly solving a problem.
No, they're not. They're not solving
Okay.
no problem. I don't see them solving a problem. I
Okay.
personally don't see the problem being solved.
All right. Allow me to please apologize to our viewers. I'm still getting a sound. I'm not sure where the hell it's coming from, so I can't fix it myself. There is something that's happening in the back there. Kenrick, I want to bring you in here. Let me see here. I love my Payswift. I can pay all my bills online, even top up, etc. And Zanik, if you were listening earlier, you would have heard that you could make some money too, because you could sign up as an agent.
Yeah.
Right? Uh, Let me bring Kenrick in here. Kenrick, your take on these new players to the market?
So players are always welcome. Now, the Bank of SVG doing their digital wallet, offering more features with their app, is really nothing new for banks globally. So they're just falling in line with the trend. I can use my Bank of America app and I can send money to anybody in the US with a US bank account via Zelle. So that's nothing new and it's free. I can do the same with Chase or whoever, whatever
Mhm.
bank it is. So that's a good way they're going. My issue, and I have shared it, so I'm not afraid to say I've shared it to the governor of the central bank. I've shared it on calls. I did calls with them up to yesterday, and I have shared it when the cash was launched in St. Vincent. The ECCB, when it has not prioritized the interoperability when it comes with the Dcash. Really and truly, apps such as Payswift, Squeeze Cash, and other apps across the Eastern Caribbean should be
Mhm.
able to integrate with Dcash so people can use their Dcash and engage in transactions or load their wallet, their Payswift wallet or their Squeeze Cash wallet with Dcash.
Directly.
And
Mhm.
I am not satisfied, and I've told them that I am not satisfied that the central bank is prioritizing that. So what happens is that it comes across as if the central bank is competing with private
Yeah.
enterprise, and the central bank has an unlimited
Resource.
reserve of resources. It has the credibility, it has the right. It's all good for the bank to do digital currencies. It's all good. So I don't want you to communicate as if I do have a problem. It's good, but it should be to foster the growth of private enterprises. So that's my biggest problem with the central bank. As it relates to the regulations that Marlo talked about, no, the commercial banks cannot come under the same regulations as private enterprises like Squeeze Cash. The commercial banks are regulated by the central bank, and the central bank will create its rules and regulations. The central bank is already monitoring them. So when you think about the iWallet that the Bank of SVG is bringing out, it's bringing it out to their existing customers. It can't I just can't go and download the app who don't have a bank account with Bank of SVG and have an account with and create an iWallet account. I have to go into the bank still, submit all of the
Mhm.
KYCs and all of the barriers and thresholds that they have, and then I will have access to the iWallet. So it still has its barriers. It's good that they're providing them for their customers. So I have no qualm about it. Um, There is an existing legislation that the regulators in St. Vincent, for example, want to regulate us under. I think they're quite accommodating under the Money Service Business Act, because as we continue to grow, they really we need to be regulated. That's why we embrace regulations from day one. Regulations builds credibility. Regulations make sure that people's monies are protected, and we have to ensure that that is the case. So yeah, so that's my 2 cents on it. But I do not think, I am not satisfied that the St. Vincent, the state of St. Vincent and Grenadines, that is the state itself, has not been accommodating to enterprises such as Payswif and Squeeze Cash. I am not satisfied. When
Sadly, the cash is only.
Jeppy, I can also say when we before we moved to St. Vincent and launched, I met with the banks in St. Vincent trying to get a bank account with them. I met with them. I understand the regulations. I really thought that Bank of SVG, being a state-owned bank, could have been more accommodating, and that was not the case, because FCIB is an international bank. Their regulations, the governance and administration are managed outside of St. Vincent. Scotia Bank at the time, governance is outside of St. Vincent, which is Republic Bank. RBC, their governance are outside of St. Vincent and Grenadines. One of the benefits of having an indigenous bank is that an indigenous bank can be more flexible, because they understand the dynamics of the local environment. And that is where the benefit, that is where more is expected of Bank of SVG, to provide a space for entities and which is why as soon as they closed the account with Payswif, I made contact with Payswif. I said, I support you in this fight here, and I'm gonna send out a press release and condemn it, because they can't create a space. It's not impossible. It's been done elsewhere. So as much as you want to say KYCs and so on, you can create a space by saying to Payswif, all right, guys, you need to know your customers. So for Squeeze Cash, you have to submit pieces of IDs. We verify those IDs. You have to do a selfie. So we ensure, and the selfie has the biometrics, so it can check to make sure that it's not a fake selfie. You have to move, you have to call numbers so that it can be cross-checked with your IDs. That is sufficient enough to us to say, well, this is exactly the person who is setting up an account. It's minimal, and so based on the IDs you submit, you have a wallet limit. You have how much transactions you can do, because we have to monitor those, etc., etc.
Kenny on Duncan is saying, sadly, the cash is only limited to certain countries in the Caribbean. It doesn't cater to international customers. And I want to take him at his word. I've not yet delved into the cash.
I can comment on that. So the cash is running a pilot in some of the Eastern Caribbean countries. Even the way they enter St. Vincent had a problem with it, because St. Vincent was not supposed to be a pilot. But anyway, eventually they're going to roll it out across the entire Eastern Caribbean. So it will be in the 8 countries. The central bank is only limited to the member states of the ECC.
Member state countries.
So central bank can't issue any other currency. The Eastern Caribbean Union, however, central bank is the first central bank to actually develop a digital currency. The challenge entities like Squeeze Cash and others would face, and there was just an international conference there with the G20, where they actually shared that they don't have a problem with central banks developing digital currencies. So what you can have is ECCU has the Dcash, and then Trinidad and Tobago Central Bank may develop what is called Tcash, Trinidad currency. And then Trinidad Central Bank can integrate with ECCB, because they're both central banks, which means now that people in Trinidad and the Eastern Caribbean can now engage in financial transactions. Here is where I have my problem, because that is why I said there needed to be some interoperability between Dcash and entities like ours, so that we can interact with them, with their customers. Otherwise, if they keep out and they do not become interoperable with entities like Squeeze Cash and Payswif and so on,
Their competition.
They are going to take over the space, and they really shouldn't be competing with private enterprise. That is like the central. That's like the central bank setting up a commercial bank.
It don't make sense. It don't make sense. We have to have some space have to be created.
It makes
Space have
CNTTS
to
to
be
them,
created.
not SCNS, not SCNST.
A space
You-
has
you
to be
share-
created so that all of us could actually be able to function properly. A space has got to be created. I agree with that. A space has got to be created. Without this space, it makes no sense. There will be loss of creativity because nobody else will come up with any payment solution. It would make no sense. And right there, just stifle the entire market.
Okay. I've got a question here from Zanny. When someone sends you monies from overseas, is there a fee? Squeeze Cash, Payswif. Payswif. Are you allowing international transfers like that at this point?
Currently, no. But we're going to start back international transactions shortly. But currently, no, we're not doing that. But when we had international transaction, the fee were between 2.5% of whatever it is you transact.
Okay.
As of,
I know in the early I remember in the early phases of the volcanic eruptions, man, you guys saved me a hell of a lot of time waiting in line because I could have simply sent my Payswift ID or whatever that was I was sending out, get my top up, and when I wanted to cash out, I could just come to the office where there was no line, and handle business. Sadly, that's not happening. Let me let Kenrick jump in here on that response as it relates to fees and transfers.
Yeah. So it's free for the person to send you money wherever they are. Once they have Squeeze Cash app, they can send you money, and that started in July. Prior to that, it was only 10 cents. And if both of you had different currencies, then there's an intercurrency fee of $1. No, we do not charge any fee. It's actually free for the person to send you money regardless of the currency, regardless of where they are. To, however, send the money to your bank account, there is a cash out fee. To send it to your bank account, it is only $3. It's $3 to send it to your bank account. Why is there a fee for it to go to your bank account? Because what we're trying to do is that we want people to use as we build our merchant base, you really shouldn't want to have to send money to your bank account. You should be able to go to the supermarket or go to the barber or go to wherever and just pay with your mobile application, which will be free for you.
Okay, awesome. I think there was a question in the back of my head on that fee thing there, but let's jump to Kaya's. Kaya's asking, what if somebody under 18 wants to sign up? Because I think you mentioned IDs and so on and so forth earlier.
Yeah.
How does that work?
So fortunately, those who have student IDs, we accept student IDs because we can verify those. If you have no form of ID, we won't be able to, because we have to know our customers. And I think that was one of the challenges. When I saw it, I cringed with Payswif during the volcano. I know there was a need, but there wasn't any threshold for people to use Payswif. And that I knew that was going to be a problem and somebody was going to raise the red flag. So there must be at least some minimum KYC. We have to be able to have some KYC because people can use it for unscrupulous reasons.
Okay. Let me let Marlo jump in on that same question, Marlo. Somebody under 18 wants to sign up. What's the relationship there with
So once you have to have some form of ID. If there's no form of ID, you will not be able to have an account. You have to have some form of ID, some national ID, preferably maybe a passport, etc. You might have to be able to get so that you could get an account. But you have to have some form of ID, something that we could verify who you are.
So a passport could do
passport, yes, passport, any form of ID.
A form of ID, a legitimate form of ID.
We have gotten farmers ID, and we have been able to verify that the farmers ID is in fact a real farmers ID. And I mean, I use a farmers ID for many years.
Of course, I did too. Before I went back to get my national ID. Marlo, Kensley Dean is asking, will the API feature be available again soon? Because he used to actually embed it into his website. What's up with that?
So that's one of the features that we had to disable. When somebody is using it for international transactions, it has to be disabled. But we are working to get it back up as soon as possible. Again, once the legislations and so forth walk in, which we know that they will come out, and we're able to get them on the right board, then yes, that will come back. But until then, you would not be able to do international transactions. However, if somebody does have funds on their account, they can make purchases from your website. So you still can receive money through your Payswif API, but it can't be international at this point.
So if it is that Kenrick wants to pay me for advertising Squeeze Cash on the Situation Updates platform, for example, and he has to pay me through Payswif because that's where I'm banking, quote unquote.
Right.
That could be done locally.
Yes, it could be done locally. Yes, it could be done locally.
So local money transfers still happen on the platform. Okay, awesome. Kenrick, there goes some love for you here, my brother. I was able to pay New Haven Funeral Home for a wreath for a friend of mine who passed via Squeeze Cash, and I was so grateful for this.
We're happy to serve. We're glad that we were able to be there for you during the time of bereavement. And yeah, so we're making it easy and affordable for people to be able to do that. Their parents who purchase meals for their children on special occasions, they pay via KFC for delivery. They don't need to make a phone call, they simply do all of that within the application.
Okay. Awesome. And again, these apps are available on your whether it's Google Play or what's the other one? You know?
App Store.
What's the other one?
iOS App Store.
Any Apple users in here? What's the other one?
iOS, Apple. I don't know why you guys keep hating on us. You know, we didn't say anything.
Look, we're gonna jump out and take a quick break, guys. We are over time, but it's okay. We're having fun. We're educating a few folks. People are asking questions. You got a little bit more time to get your questions in, guys.
Yes, a little bit more time. A little bit.
For some reason, I feel like Rachel is one of them Apple users in it, but it's all right. It's all good. We're gonna jump out, pay the bills one more time. I have one more question from my end when I come back, and then we jump into your final thoughts. Guys, don't go anywhere. It's not too late to share share the live with your friends. If you've joined us late, remember you could always join for the replay, whether on JP Shimon, Facebook, or YouTube. All right, we'll be right back as soon as I get this hair thing to do what I wanted to do. Don't you go anywhere. Hey, why doesn't this play, man?
Diamond Grocery Inc., located at Caliaco and Diamond, are your friendly neighborhood groceries for one-stop shopping. We carry a wide range of food items such as meats, toiletries, personal care, and even products for your vehicle. And there is so much more that is certain to make the most picky shopper happy. Our bakery supplies a variety of delicious and hot breads and pastries, We provide spacious parking at our 2 locations to ensure a pleasant shopping experience. Our staff is courteous, friendly, and ready to serve you. Come to Diamond Grocery Inc., Caliaco Diamond for excellent shopping with ambience designed for your satisfaction.
And I would always say, man, if you're ever going to do supermarket in St. Vincent and these blessed Grenadines, you have to make it a Diamond Grocery experience. Take my word for it. Yeah. Squeeze Cash, Zanique is apologizing, saying that why am I trying to drag this thing when all I need to do is to tap it? She closed down her personal account because she couldn't use one email twice. I don't know why she was trying to do that. Is there some sort of troubleshooting you could provide at this point, or
no.
she needs to?
No. You can't. You can only have one account with one email address. You can't use one email address for multiple accounts. Again, all part of KYC requirements. You can't. So there's some people who wanted to use one email address for a business account and one email for the same email for a personal account. That's not possible. Eventually, we might be able to do some linking of accounts, right? But as it stands now, it's only one email address per account. I just wanted to plug into that. Diamond Groceries, if you check in Squeeze Cash, you will see Diamond Groceries as one of our merchants.
Nice.
Are you there? Okay, you're frozen. JP, Marlo, you're there, right?
I'm still here. It seems like he's frozen.
I guess let's take over the show then.
Might as well.
It's been a really good discussion, though. I really I have been enjoying it.
Gentlemen. So I'm here, gentlemen.
I need to log out and log back in.
I don't know. My mobile, my handheld is giving some issues. I do not know what the hell is going on with that there. But good old Mac is standing by.
You're using Mac. So you're using Mac. Oh, I didn't realize that you use Apple device. So
my laptop at this point. My laptop at this point, man. Don't drag me.
And good old Mac have stood the test of times, unlike the other device that's currently frozen.
Oh boy. Trying to take over like Jerry. You know, I don't know. I don't know what this one is. All right. So before I invite your final thoughts, gentlemen, there's been a development recently in the US as it relates to the IRS. Now they're claiming that the IRS will begin to take a closer look at particularly Cash App business transactions of $600 US or more come 2022.
Right.
Does this hold any sort of effect at all for your platforms?
So it holds effect for Squeeze Cash because we are a US registered company. We're a US headquartered company currently. Users can use US bank accounts to load their Squeeze Cash wallet. And so it will hold. And it's just a matter of, for the IRS, it's really about disclosure. It's not about prying into individuals' businesses. It's just to make sure that there's no evasion of taxes, that there's no payments taking place, that if payments are taking place via these apps, that it's properly recorded. It really won't be affecting the individuals per se, and just a matter of disclosure for taxation purposes. It's nothing to worry about. It's nothing biggie.
Okay.
So the same is happening to Payswif as well. We are also a US-based company. It will affect some users based on how much funds it is they're trying to send. This is basically, as Kenrick said, it's just to ensure that persons aren't trying to do tax evasion and ensuring that monies are not being spent where they're not supposed to spend. Pretty much the same anti-money laundering and the same KYC, know your customer concept. But because we're using a company outside, pretty much in the US, that will cover the same know your customer. And when it comes to money, it may affect persons who are trying to do things like, for example, you might do a side job and you're trying to send money elsewhere. Those of you who are overseas, you might see an effect on that because it's still money that you're trying to send away. And some persons might try to send money to get away from their wives and all that type of stuff, or husbands try to put that money aside. So that could have that type of effect because you're trying to put money aside. That's the whole purpose of the IRS. They're just trying to find out and make sure you're not doing anything scrupulous and you're not doing anything that is dealing with anti-money laundering or anything like that. So they're just making sure you pay your taxes and everything is sorted out.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Just trying to make sure that that's not some more, pressure coming down on the small man, quote unquote.
No, I wouldn't say it's pressure coming down. No.
All right, awesome. So, guys, like I said before the last break, we are slightly over time.
Before you continue, those persons in St. Vincent who use Payswif, this will not affect you at all. Okay? So those users who enjoy Payswif in St. Vincent, that will not have any effect on you whatsoever. It will rub off your back as water would rub off of a duck. Okay?
All right.
It will not affect you.
I guess the Swift is moving so fast, I'm thinking they're going to touch you on tile too,
Can't touch you. Can't touch you. Too fast for that.
It's been great having you guys with us this evening, right? It's at the point where I'd like to invite your final thoughts. Marlo, we started with you, but I want to start with Kenrick here, as it relates to final thoughts. Please share.
So I really appreciate this, JP. I'm glad that you took the time, invited us. It was a good discussion. I'm glad we were able to engage with our customers and potential customers for those who have not created an account. We are going places, we are growing, we're expanding. This is a Caribbean company. This is a Vincentian owned company that's growing globally. You want to be part of this movement. You want to be part of this network. It's safe, it's quick, it's affordable. So you can feel free to reach out to us if you have any concerns. If you don't have an account, create an account. And I want to say here publicly that I wish Payswif all the very best.
Beautiful. Marlo, your thoughts?
Yeah, so of course I gotta thank all those who've been watching this and those who will be watching it. I gotta thank JP, of course, you as well for hosting an event like this. And of course I gotta thank the users and I gotta thank Mr. Kwashi as well, Kenrick, for coming here. A lot of times when people hear, he's a competitor or that's the case, they tend to have a feeling like we shouldn't talk, but it's good to have this type of conversation. It's good to know that competition is healthy. It's good to know that we're able to educate people about where we are as a company and where it is we're hoping to go and what it is we're looking to do. And it's a very good opportunity. And I must say thanks to all who are here, who will be listening. And of course, I do wish all the entities that are going to be participating in fintech industries good. And the reason for that is because I want to see benefit for the people of St. Vincent and Grenadines. I want us as a nation to start moving forward with technology. I love to see the fact that when people see how I'm able to use technology and open the eye, we want that in St. Vincent. Because a lot of time, it does feel as if you're not in St. Vincent and you're overseas, people have the feeling people overseas may be better than us. And I don't want that feeling. I feel we have the same mindset and the same capacity to do the same things. So I would love to see Vincentian thrive. I would love to see that. And I look forward for all of the industries that are coming on board to think about the Vincentian and the people that they're catering for to ensure that they move forward. Thank you.
All right. And I'm setting up a plug here for Pretty Cheap. Follow back the people on IG again, please.
Yes, Pretty Cheap. I will follow you back.
Well,
Zani, follow back the people and give me please.
Zani closed down her account with us, so she gonna have to put it up back.
I think she's gonna go and open and set up a new email address and get all her ducks in a row. and get her thing going again, right?
Zanik, don't worry, we will follow you, Zanik. We got you.
Hey guys, I want to thank each and every one of you, whether you're on
Yes.
Facebook or YouTube, for joining us tonight. I know a bunch of you came on and didn't quite say anything. That's all right. That's cool. That's good. Please share this link to your friends, your family, your business associates. It takes each and every one of us to help each and every one of us grow, right? So, having said that, go and subscribe to the channel too, because we need that sort of love and support as well, right? My name is JP Shimon. This is another Situation Updates live chat episode. And I promise you by next week, we will make sure that the phone don't run out of data, so I don't have to hold the Mac in my hand like this.
So it's data you ran out of.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening. Generally, the show is run on a 1-day plan, you know.
Okay.
But
Next time I will top you up via the Squeeze Cash app.
Ah, that would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Okay,
Guys,
so
next
I'm
week we
gonna
have.
let you do that. And next time we'll tap you up on the Payswif.
All right, that'll be even better.
You like that?
So let's see here. Didn't say anything but informative. All right, cool. Blessings, Afran, blessings. So next week, guys, we have another beautiful show for you. Last week we had surviving suicide episode, and a bunch of folks came on after and sent me some questions via WhatsApp and so on and so forth. So much so that we had to plan.
Maybe data plan done again.
All right, then I think we'll just take our leave, guys. Next week it will be a continuation with the suicide. I'm just improvising here. So please free to join again, share with your friends, like the page. It's really been an excellent conversation. Thank you very much for staying tuned.
Remember, you always look at Situation Update, always coming on every Thursday at 9 o'clock, right? And you're always going to get the situation update. You're going to know what's happening in St. Vincent and Grenadines, and JP is going to be the host, right? So make sure you come back next time for a situation update.
Okay, take care. Bye, guys.
All right, bye.